here we go then. It's the job interview from hell.
It's the job interview from hell.
I just said that.
From across the country, Britain's brightest business prospects.
And a shadow.
Head for London.
Yes, you know the deal. We've got a new bunch of candidates. And hopefully none of them this year will have come armed with their own pre-written one-liners.
Everything I touch turns to sold.
Oh dear. And they're all here to try and get a job with, what are we calling him this year? Lord Sir Alan Sugar? Sir Lord Alan Sugar?
Lord Sugar.
Snappy. First stop is the boardroom. So, what will the first task be?
The point of this task is to manufacture and sell sausages.
But before the candidates can get going, they need to think of team names.
Team Apollo!
That was easy. How about the boys?
I'll put Fusion out there, how about that?
Fusion's a bit cliche, if you ask me.
Ah, yes, Chris absolutely hates an obvious cliche.
There's absolutely nothing mediocre about me. I'm supremely intelligent, ambitious. I'm an all-round gifted individual.
And then we've got Synergy.
So it's Synergy then?
Synergy.
So, the girls are Apollo, led by Joanna.
I've got by on common sense, which most people in business don't have.
And the boys are Synergy, led by Dan.
In business, there's no place for shirkers, no place for passengers. I insist the people that work for me deliver.
Maybe you should have applied for a job at the post office.
The key is to come up with flavours customers will want.
Pork sausages.
What about lamb and peas?
The boozy banger, the fruity banger.
Come on, we need to find that killer ingredient.
My balls are on the line.
I'll stick with a pork. So, after buying the ingredients from a local market, it's time to make the sausages, and Dan is assigning his teammates their roles.
Who is doing the mincing?
Woo! Calm down, Dan. As for the girls, the job of finishing the sausages goes to Paloma.
You're getting it now.
It's good, it's a good sausage.
Excellent work, but I wonder how the boys are getting on. What does that remind me of?
We're pushing essentially crap.
Guys, the mixture's too hard.
I don't want any more crap.
Moving on then.
Paloma's bulging bangers are proving hard to pack.
All right, steady on. So, with the sausages packed, it's time to start selling.
These are the freshest sausages in London. They were just made this morning from sort of regional meat.
Regional meat.
Hello, do you think your wife would like to try a different sausage at all?
My favourite salesman is Stuart Baggs.
Excuse me, sir, you look like a sausage connoisseur.
There's a line, and I think you're stepping over it.
Who sold the most? You.
You do not mess with the bags.
Excuse me, love, would you like to buy some sausages?
Right, enough of this selling malarkey. Let's hurry up and get to the boardroom.
Have some patience.
Sorry, Dan. So, after all of that, what were the results?
Apollo drew in a profit of £321.16.
Synergy made a profit of £305.90.
So the girls have won, which means they get to go back to their nice posh house, whereas the boys get to go to, yeah, you guessed it, it's the rubbish cafe.
Well, we're in a bit of a crappy situation.
But why? What went wrong?
I wanted to sell things, and I didn't get that opportunity. It wasn't fair. It was shameful. It was shameful. It was shameful.
Yeah, we get it. Calm down. Have a glass of water. And things weren't looking good for Stuart Baggs either.
A very aggressive sales pitch put a lot of people off.
There's a word for that.
It was cringeable.
And that isn't it. So, who's Dan putting in the firing line?
Alex and Stuart.
And Dan was feeling pretty confident.
I'm going to come out of the boardroom fighting.
So, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, Stuart.
I think he's, got complete arrogance about him.
Yeah, and Stuart would never be arrogant.
I'm completely unique.
To be fair to Stuart, he is a genius. I mean, he's already invented the invisible calculator.
How many sausages did you make yesterday?
What I did was I managed a team that produced over 1,100 sausages.
That's, on a calculator, 0.
Meanwhile, Alex made his own riveting contribution. So, who is going to experience the full force of Lord Sugar's brutal finger?
Dan, you're fired.
Bad news for Dan, but great news for us. Remember his promise?
I'm going to come out of the boardroom fighting.
So, here he comes then, probably going to start with a flying karate kick or maybe a judo chop or some sort of Rocky style. Oh, he's just getting into a car, closing the door and driving off. How disappointing.